Hello and thank you for joining us once again on the channel for another video here in Blackpool. If you're new to the channel or you're not yet subscribed, then why not hit the subscribe button below and see more videos from the channel here of Blackpool. And why not hit that notification bell as well so you know when our videos come live on the channel. At any point that you've enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that like button. And join us live every Friday night for Friday Night Live here on the channel, here in Blackpool. Yeah, so we start our tour here of Lockdown Blackpool from the side of Central Pier here today. And Central Pier hasn't really looked any different over the last few months since their fire back in the summer. But they are starting to do some work on it very shortly. They've just acquired a new waltzes that's coming from New Brighton, just down the coast, and hopefully that'll be up and running for 2021. And also their Flying Bob Matterhorn, also affected by the fire, hopefully restored back to its former glory, but not a pier we're going to be seeing operating for the next few months. Whether, well, mainly down to lockdown, but also down to the time of season, as this time of year it would be closed anyway. We're going to walk down the Golden Mile of Central today, bringing you up to date of how everything's looking. And obviously Blackpool would look a bit like this anyway. But some of the arcades do sometimes open through November on a weekday, but of course that's not happening today. As you can see, it's very, very quiet down here. Tram's running as normal for essential journeys. There's still not many people on them though. Buses are also still running as well, up and down the Foul Coast, so don't get caught out by a tram on the tram lines, as they do creep up behind you. As you can see, not a lot happening around here. They do have a few places open at weekends, so some of these fish and chip shops that you're seeing here are open at weekends, as it's a bit busier at the weekend. Our Central Pier, as we've just shown you, this is the front of Central Pier. Obviously having a bit of work done inside as well. It's quite windy today as well. So you might be looking at this thinking, wow, it's really, really quiet. But for a typical November Wednesday, it's probably not much different to what you're seeing here today. It's a bit different at weekends because there's a lot more people around. I did a video on Saturday when the weather was a lot more sunnier, less breezier, and the amount of people that were on prom, there's not a lot of people around. So a lot of people are out and about doing their exercise, but as you can see, today is not really that sort of day for it. Some people are not taking that trip to the prom, but you do see a lot of bikes around still. Here's the other side of Central Pier, so you might be able to see one of the rides, that blue ride, which is the Extreme Miami, has its top flash taken down at this time of year, mainly due to avoiding the storm damage. They do the same on South Pier as well. They've kept their terrace bar here. It's just fenced it off, so this is probably going to remain here through the winter months, maybe. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that, but that's been quite a popular placement for a bar throughout the summer season here. Here's the view of the beach. Like I said in previous videos, you can now bring dogs on this part of the beach here. And these tall wavy things bend in the wind, so on really stormy days the wind bends them quite over. It also gives you a good indication of which direction the wind's going. You know, you can do it with that with the flag at the top of the tower. But these were installed quite some time ago now with the prom, and probably one of my favourite features of the seafront. The two Merlin attractions here on the promenade. We've got Madame Tussauds here and Sea Life just down the way, just over there. Have been open, obviously closed now. You can see there, Keep Dancing, Strictly Come Dancing. The Experience came recently to Madame Tussauds. It's probably the first year in many years that Strictly Come Dancing won't be at the Blackpool Ballroom, Blackpool Tower Ballroom this year. The ballroom at the Tower hasn't really been open at all this year. Open at the beginning of the year for a few weeks, and then that was it. So not many people have been able to step foot in there. Small fish and chip shops there. I think that one opens at the weekend as well. Which is the Pyramid building. The Pyramid building was in replace of, if you remember, the old Grab City building. It used to be an arcade, which that next door, which is now Madame Tussauds, used to be an arcade called Oasis. And going back even further, it used to have a beverage McDonald's in there, so they used to sell drinks and ice creams. Funland, an arcade that you don't normally see open this time of year. But as far as arcades are concerned, we'll just zoom in down to here. Are the two arcades here that would normally be open today: Golden Mile Amusements and Coral Island. It's not a normal sight this actually in November. Coral Island's opened all year round, apart from the obvious Christmas Day days. In fact, I think it opened Christmas Day once actually. If you're wondering what these temporary lights are about, they did a share space down here, so the road, you can't turn right down here or left from the other direction. They did a share space for cyclists and pedestrians. So they put these extra traffic lights in place on both sides. As you can see there, they've blocked the doors with machines as well on Coral Island. They did that last time. A very quiet area around here at the moment. Lifeboat station just here. Unfortunately, it's been used quite a lot lately. It tends to get used a lot this time of year due to the stormy weathers of seeing people get into difficulties. Whether that's people actually walking on the beach and actually get stuck onto the sandbanks as well. Their shop's not open, unfortunately, so you're not able to buy anything from there, but they do have a donation point on the side and these little shower heads here. Don't know if they're switched on. They get used. Oh, we've got the foot one working. They do work. Reminds you of Spain, doesn't it? Kind of. And then for anyone that doesn't know what this big black building is, it's the old Sands venue. Well, I say old. Sands venue is now turned into this new building. The old existing Palatine building is still actually within the structure. They kept most of it there. And this was supposed to open quite recently, but with a lot of pushbacks with planning permission. I think they had to recently extend, a year ago, I say recently, this section here, so they had to get planning permission for that. There's been a lot of setbacks, but something has been open, which was the Wild West Diner, which is just to your left, bottom left of the building, but unfortunately that's now closed again. This is going to be holding Blackpool's very own Blackpool Museum, the forthcoming. Things from the Pleasure Beach and the Tower will be in there for pleasure. Obviously we're still waiting for updates on when that'll be open, unfortunately. And of course the Golden Mile lockdown tour would not be complete without this fine, magnificent building, the Blackpool Tower. If you ever want to get a picture with it, it's right in such good view. Stand on this, this is like the centre of the tower. If you stand directly on that, get exactly centre on. And the tower has been open. It's not had all the building open. It had the Blackpool Tower Eye Circus managed to reopen, and even the dungeons reopened. But like I said before, Blackpool Tower Ballroom, which is housed in this section of the building here, wasn't able to open this year. It's quite windy today. There's the flag at the top as well. The biggest free thing you can do in Blackpool other than the illuminations right now is obviously still open, which is the comedy carpet. Hundreds and hundreds of famous quotes all for you to look at. I've said it before and I'll say it again, it takes hours if you want to read each one of them. It takes absolutely hours to read them all, but if you're a fan of certain comedians, they're likely to be on here. But just be careful, when it's raining it's very slippy on here, very slippy. Bit of the Beach House Bistro not open, even though the door is open. They're doing a bit of work in there. And then next door to that is your tourist information, which is closed unfortunately, so you won't be able to get your tourist information-y things from here. There's also the wedding chapel and the register office up there, and then just on the opposite side, part of the town centre just down there. Anyone that's a fan of the heritage trams, they won't be back this year unfortunately. The illuminations return in December, and the chances are some of the heritage trams will be here for the illumination run, but the general heritage run of the trams probably won't be returning this year. And then just through the Arches of Brilliance there is the Burley Street Arches. Featured on one of my lives actually. It was really good at night walking through. It's like walking down a disco. It did used to play music. Can't comment if it plays music in the day because it's a very cafe orientated area. And then on our final stop of the lockdown tour is of course the longest and oldest pier here in Blackpool, is North Pier. All the piers are featured in all the lockdown walks that we've recently done, and all 3 piers are closed, so you're not able to walk down them at the moment. Did a video on this in the summer. It's a really nice pier, really nice pier, a nice one to walk down if you don't want the hustle and bustle of the fairground and flashing lights. They do have a couple of rides down there and a nice bar as well when it reopens. Just opposite North Pier as well. If you are around here, do check out these amazing little tram seats that have just recently been put down. You've got 2 heritage trams here. The OMO being one of the oldest ones. And the more commonly known one, which is the brush car. Well, so nice little benches here. going line with that. Obviously the tram lines are still there, not doing a lot. So there's a lot of videos around of the Wilkinson's building, but now this is fully done, finished, which is the old Yates's building, which is now a Premier Inn and pub underneath. As ever, thank you so much for joining us here on the channel for another Blackpool video. If you're new to the channel or you're not yet subscribed, then hit the subscribe button just below, and why not leave a comment or a like if you've enjoyed the video. But until next time here on the channel, we'll see you very soon. Stay safe.